Hello and welcome to Health Matters on Channels Television. Thanks for staying with us. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. In 2012, the World Health Organization put out a report which defines dementia as a syndrome which affects memory, thinking, behavior, and ability to perform normal daily activities. Approximately 50 million people live with dementia. 60 to 70% of them have Alzheimer's disease, which is a progressive form of dementia. Alzheimer's disease usually affects older adults, typically from the age of 65. Unfortunately, having Alzheimer's is associated with stigmatization, which can be a barrier to diagnosis and care. Here with me is a physician and specialist neurologist at the General Hospital in Lagos. She's Dr. Olanike Odeni. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So it affects memory, thinking, and how does it present? How do you know? What are the symptoms of Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer usually presents with progressive forgetfulness. Apart from this, then subsequently there could be other cognitive symptoms such as inability to plan your day-to-day activity, poor judgment. They could also present with sleep problem. They could present with personality changes, behavioral disorders.
Okay, but so if there are no personality changes, somebody might see all those things and not think anything of them, you know? Yeah, okay, so you forgot where you kept your pen. It happens.
But it becomes everyday thing.
Okay.
In fact, it happens multiple times in a day. You forgot this, you forgot that, and it's a change from your usual pattern. So people around you are worried. It could even be the person that is worried that I'm getting more forgetful than what I've been known to be.
Okay, I know a risk factor is age.
Yes.
That has already been established. Are there other risk factors?
Yes, there are other risk factors. Also, apart from age being the commonest risk factor, other risk factors include your sex. If you are female,
it's worse if you're a woman.
Yes, it's worse. There's a likelihood of a woman having it than a man. Okay. Reasons that have been explained is because men and women tend to live longer than men.
Okay, so that's the age thing coming in again.
Yes, and also family history, but it's not compulsory. Then other factors like cardiovascular risk factors, hypertension, diabetes, heart diseases, they can also contribute.
Okay.
Sedentary lifestyle, alcohol intake, chronic cigarette smoking, they can contribute.
All right. First of all, are all old people going to get Alzheimer's if they live long enough?
Okay. I will say no and I will say yes.
Okay.
Why I said no is not a normal aging process. And why I said yes, if you are able to live long, there is a tendency to have it. Most people will die maybe in their 70s. Some don't get to the level of 80, 85. And let's say all of us will get to above 80, 100. So there's a likelihood to have it. So also your longevity predisposes you to getting it.
Okay. Now, what if there's no familial history, no cardiovascular contribution, and none of that other stuff? Can somebody, okay, let me put it this way. Can somebody live as long as, let's say 92, and still not have it?
Yes, it's possible.
So it's not for everybody?
It's not for everybody. It's not a normal aging process.
All right. Now, you spoke about cardiovascular risks, sedentary lifestyle, smoking, drinking. Does it mean that if these things are avoided, one can delay or stop the process?
Or may not even necessarily have them.
Okay.
Because when we talk about somebody having a genetic risk, your genetic risk itself does not work on its own. It actually works in consonance with your environmental risk factors, your social risk factors. When I say environmental risk factors, they found that low socioeconomic factors like poor education actually is a risk to developing it. And also, if you now look at your other risk factor, your social risk factor, take alcohol, you smoke cigarettes a lot. That would be a combination of addition to your risk. Then there's a likelihood to develop it.
So in other words, if you avoid those, shall we call them modifiable risks, it's likely that you push it off.
Yes.
Or stop it altogether.
Yes.
All right. A good reason to stay away from all those things, all those modifiable risks. Now, lots of us have been told and read that if the brain is stimulated, if you keep the brain active and challenged, it causes your brain cells to be more alive, shall I say, and even stimulates other areas of your brain that probably were not in use before.
Yes.
Now, is this not a good method of delaying or stopping Alzheimer's?
You know, that will not work alone on its own. The brain itself, the brain is composed of several cells that work together to achieve basic function. And if at all there's something that will disrupt their working, then there will be problem. So we can't put it as an isolation that if you do all this alone, if you do that, then you may not develop it. But at least doing that alone is removing some risk factors.
Okay, so you reduce your risk by doing all those things.
Yes.
Okay, so what would be the use in discovering it early and then treating it, starting treatment immediately, or management, whatever you call it?
Okay.
What's the use in it if you feel it's going to progress anyway and get to a certain stage at some times? I might as well let it just go.
Treating it actually does not stop or reverse the disease, but it actually reduces the